What is up, guys? It's Carlos, just me here, and this is
GamingPod.
this is the gaming news for the week of April 2nd, 2021. And pretty much, um, please, please give us money, but don't provide us with reasons. That's something that the head engineer of Sims 2, I believe, and obviously I think he's also worked on the other Sims from EA, Jake Simpson, said that so people like to, especially I guess in this community of the Sims community, they like to make theories of why things are working the way they're working, right? So people for a while thought that the Sims language was like their own type of language, but Jake was like, no, it's just gibberish. We were just too lazy to make an actual thing, so it's just gibberish. And then he also made a joke about how, like, I mean, I don't know if you played Sims, Geo, but like they have like woohoo, which is like having sex, but obviously they can't say having sex, or they can't show, because it's a game for kids, right? It's a game for younger adults, right?
Yeah.
Um, so they have the woohoo, and he made a joke when they were doing that to have threesomes, but obviously it was just a joke. It was like a bug or something, but he pretty much EA was like they weren't saying no to it. Like they weren't like approving of it, but they were like, we're not going to stop you, but it was just a joke.
The next news story is online is down, but it's okay because they'll play offline, right? But turns out that doesn't work also. And that game is called Outriders.
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 Yeah, Outriders.
It's an online game. It has a co-op and single player modes. The co-op version was down, and since it's running on the same server. Wait, the co-op version was down, and since it's running on the same server, so was a single player game. So not only can you not play with your friends, they can't watch you play alone. I'm
Yeah, it was a
confused.
joke. So yeah, pretty much the their server, the way they handle their server, it's tied together. So even though it's a single player game, you can play with your friends like co-op. But because the co-op part of the game was down, it also made the single player down. So Gio, do you know the phrase where it's like you can have your cake and eat it too?
Well, the cake is a lie. Do you know that phrase?
No,
The cake is a lie from Portal 2?
no, don't know that.
Okay.
But so pretty much, so you know how the Ninja Gaiden collection is coming soon, right?
Yep.
It's also it's gonna be on Steam, right? And people were excited because when you play it on PC, you can do like no cap for frames per second, and you can pretty much play at like 8K, I guess, if you want to, right? So um, the game is still coming on June 10th. There's no delays or anything, but you'll be able to play it at 4K. You know, enjoy it crisp 4K, but it's capped at 60 frames. So you're playing a. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna look nice, but it's 60 frames. So if you have a really beast PC, it's gonna be playing like Cyberpunk. Like
Yeah.
you can't really do much with it.
Number 4 is there's going to be another season of Your Witcher, and The Witcher is going to be played by Superman. He's going to be back. There's a picture on Instagram. He's dressed as Geralt, which is the main
Geralt.
character. And they also broke the news that season 2 has wrapped up filming recently. So we can expect to go back singing with Jess Gear about the tales of Geralt from
Geralt.
Harold. Sorry, you didn't fix the first time I said
It's
his name.
Geralt. I did. You just didn't hear me.
Oh, Harold.
Geralt. Geralt.
Geralt.
Geralt.
Geralt from
Rivia.
Riveria.
Rivia. But let's move on to loot boxes and gambling, G. Okay, so there was a study at the University of Plymouth, and the University of Wolverhampton. Is that even a real thing?
They're in the U.S.
I guess not. I guess in the UK or something. And commissioned by the charity Gambling Aware, conducted research to see the patterns with gambling and loot boxes or microtransactions for or fun mechanics, Gio. Fun mechanics.
Surprise mechanics.
There you go. Surprise mechanics. There you go. To see the patterns with gambling and loot boxes. Sorry. The study found that up to 40% of the children who play games have opened loot boxes, and 5% of those players generate half the revenue for these loot boxes, meaning a small number of players are spending a lot of money, and younger, and these are usually younger, less educated men that are most likely to use them. The spending can hit almost $100 a month. That doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're a kid, where the fuck are you getting the $100? Belgium declared that loot boxes were illegal as they violated gambling laws in the country. There have been similar efforts to classify them as gambling in here in other regions, including the United States. Game publishers, though, have typically pointed out that unlike something like poker, you're guaranteed to get some prize from a loot box. However, the pushback from players has still led them to becoming a less common thing in AAA games. Let's go into something more happier, Gio.
So, game events are happening the springs slash summer, but online only.
Mm-hmm.
Um, E3 will be a thing this year. It will be online only, but it will be free for everyone. No info on when or where to watch has been announced. Which I mean, they did plan to make E3 virtual a few years back, I think.
Yeah,
Um, so
but
it
now
will
they
be
have no
interesting.
choice.
Yeah, I think. Well, they canceled last year's, but the year before they were planning to making it virtual, but they pushed it back. And Summer Game Fest is back this year. It will be coming in June. So far, we know that Day of the Devs will also be part of Summer Game Fest.
So sad news for Gio and other Star Wars nerds. Um, the team at TT Games has announced that the Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga, has been delayed.
Worker.
I don't know why it's like that. Has been delayed for its original date indefinitely. Spring of this year. That was when the year, or that's right. That's when the game was supposed to come out. They said have no date for when it's sold. That there's no information. All we know is that it's delayed indefinitely, and we're just gonna have to wait. Or we're just gonna have to wait because I don't care about this.
Once again, we have another delay. The entire movie has been delayed a week, and this is its second delay from February 11, 2022 to now February 18, 2022, which I think they wrapped up filming like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it's taking a while for them for this movie to come out.
So anyway, you know how like me and Gio talk about how Xbox Game Pass is such a great thing. Well, there are more games coming to Xbox. So last week we talked about the lawn mowing simulator thingy. That's coming to Xbox. But a comedy focused firefighter game is coming to Xbox, and it's called Ember. This is a multiplayer game that has you doing deliveries or jobs, but you're also fighting fire at the same time. It's a very whimsical type game. It sort of reminds me of Overcooked, where you can play with friends and just do really whimsical things, but with firefighters. And it's like you like delivering stuff like Uber or like Postmates, all that stuff, and you're also fighting fires at the same time. But
Bethesda,
huh?
Bethesda,
Yeah. But tell us more about Microsoft, you, since we're in the topic,
Microsoft.
in the
What
realm,
happened?
since we're in the realm of Microsoft in
So
discussion.
Microsoft is teaming up with a game company called the U.S. Army.
That's not a gaming company.
Fun fact: the U.S. Army published, I think they published a game kind of like COD called U.S. Army. I think it's free to play,
Thank God.
but
Thank God. Thank God you said that. Okay. No, go ahead.
I think it's free to play. It's actually pretty fun. But um, the game, not the army. So the U.S. Army has closed a deal with Microsoft for their augmented reality technology. Basically, they will give Microsoft $22.9 billion, which is our money, over 10 years for 120,000 custom augmented reality headsets. I think some of the features I heard about is basically when you have these headsets on, the scanners will identify moving objects, identify if it's a human, an animal. If you have, they also mentioned something about that if you have your gun's crosshair will work with the augmented reality feature. So it will actually help you target enemies easier, better.
Auto aim.
Um, weapon
Auto aim.
basically.
God,
So
that's
like
crazy.
imagine like if you need to zoom in, you pull your gun up, right? And then with the augmented reality, the cameras will zoom in for you, and then you can see what you're aiming at through your gun through the headset. Does that make sense? Whatever, but it's
That's a
gonna
video game, but with
it's
real
like
life consequences.
well, yeah, they're basically implementing video game technology into actual war.
That's crazy, bro.
But it's also that's a lot of money for just 120,000
Hmm.
custom headsets. Have you ever wondered where can I keep my Mountain Dew and Doritos cold and
Ooh.
fresh?
Wait, you put wait. You put your. Go on. Never mind. Just go.
So, well, don't worry. Now you can have. Now we have a solution, and it's gonna be Microsoft, right? The king
Mhm.
of gaming, Microsoft, will release Xbox mini fridges. I don't know why it sounds weird. Mini fridges. I bet they're gonna be super small. Only like 6 cans of Coke are gonna fit in there, and a bag of Doritos, and yeah, hopefully they're not the same price as an Xbox X.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. Have a good night. Have a good day. And adios.
Adios.
Thank you.